let's say you're on your way to the White House right now to talk with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. What do you tell them?
We have to defend the laws of the United States, and that includes the asylum laws. We need to restore border asylum, and that means fear screening. It also means deportation of people who don't have a credible fear. Now, mind you, 95% of people generally pass their credible fear interview. So most of the people who are coming would be able to enter. But there are some people who just don't qualify. I had one client, an MPP, who just didn't qualify. And you've got to end Title 42. Title 42 is this white nationalist, xenophobic, Stephen Miller policy that was opposed by the CDC for COVID, and they were overruled by Mike Pence. There is no reason that we are retaining this policy. It's offensive. And
so what would you replace it with? Like, let's say Biden and let's say Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were like, well, Amy, listen, we're going to put you in charge of rewriting this. What should we be rewriting it with?
So first of all, we have a backlog of people who've been quote unquote metered and also forced to remain in Mexico. There are tons of people in Mexico who've been waiting for years to get a fair hearing. Those people need to be paroled in, and I believe all of them should be paroled in because we've done them such injustice and harm that they all deserve a full and fair chance at meeting with an attorney, establishing their case. And then I think we're going to have some kind of metering at the border because, you know, we do need to control inflows and know who everybody is. And with children in particular, we do need to ensure that they're not being trafficked, which I believe is honestly not a significant issue at the border. You know, it's much more significant that we're separating kids from their grandmas and their tias and their step parents and whoever else. But this is something we can do quickly and pretty easily. So yeah, there's a lot we can do at the border. I think in general, what's going on with ICE enforcement is actually great. I mean, he's doing what needs to be done. We have a humane system. They're reasonable. They're just being way more reasonable. USCIS is still a mess and nobody cares about it, but I'll give you one example. So, and these are like the little things that don't sound like a big deal. So Stephen Miller implemented a new policy where everybody who files a non-immigrant visa extension or change of status has to be fingerprinted. So if you come in on a tourist visa and you want to do an extension, you have to be fingerprinted. So they then shut down all the fingerprinting centers because of COVID. And then if you missed your fingerprint appointment, if you didn't send a letter prior to the date of your appointment, they would deny your case. There was no way you could fix it. So I had, because you know in my day job, I represent a bunch of Major League Baseball players. I had a P4, which is the spouse of a professional athlete, who missed her fingerprinting appointment because she was actually at spring training in Arizona. And when she came back to Florida, she was with her husband. When she came back, she let me know that she didn't make her appointment. Thank you for telling me in advance. And so I immediately FedExed the government and I said, this is what happened. We need a reschedule. No response. 2 months later, we still need a reschedule. No response. About 3 months later, we still need a reschedule. No response. A month after that, you're denied for failure to show up at your fingerprint appointment. Now, she had a meltdown, but luckily her green card came the next month and she was fine anyway, so she was still okay. But then, this was all last year, mind you, January, I get a new fingerprinting appointment for her. And then
after it's been denied?
Yes. And I checked online because I was like, did they reopen the case? I checked. No, the case is still denied as of last fall. But then I get another one in February. So she missed her 2 new fingerprinting appointments that we asked for last year before. I mean, this is how things are functioning. The other thing that's happening is they adopted a policy of denial without a request for evidence. And I have had so many people who file without a lawyer and they leave out, and you're talking about a stack of documents like that thick. Filing for a green card based on marriage, filing for a green card based on a family relationship. They leave out a W-2 and their case gets denied after they have paid $1,225 in filing fees and waited 8 months for a response. They have to restart the process from the beginning. That was a change from the fact that in the past, the policy was if you're missing a document, USCIS is mandatorily has to send you a letter saying, we're missing this document, please send this document. Takes 5 minutes. And this is supposedly for USCIS efficiency. What's efficient about having to reprocess the entire case from the beginning because you're
what was efficient about the Trump White House? Amy, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, my pleasure.
we can't wait to we can't wait to share this video. Viewer, if you like what you see here, you can find Amy's Twitter in the description to this video. Please like and subscribe to Meet La Prensa. That's a wrap.